Hi guys, this is going to be the April 21st Math Spiral Review. So these are the 6 problems set up for this day. We're going to start with the first one. So George bought 3 paperback books that each cost $4. He also bought 1 hardcover book that cost $8. How much did he spend on 4 books? So one of the first things that you can do is you can draw a picture and show 3 paperback books. And then 1 hardcover. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger. So of those 3 paperback books, they each cost $4. And the hardback cost $8. Now, of course, you could just go ahead and add these all up and see how much he spent on all of these books. You could also look at this as a multiplication. When you're looking at 3 paperback books that each cost $4, you can say that that's $4 times 3, which equals a total of $12. And then you add on that total of $8 for the hardback textbook, and you get a total of $20 for all 4 books. The next one, look at the rectangle below. The dimensions are given in feet. What is the area of the rectangle in square feet, and what is the perimeter? So this question is asking us 2 things. What is the area of the rectangle, and what is the perimeter? So I know that some of us may have forgotten. Area is going to be length times width, which essentially means that we're going to be multiplying length times width, or these 2 things, to find out the total here. That's our area. Okay. The other thing that this is asking us to do is to find the perimeter. Perimeter is adding up all the sides. So length plus width plus width. So I know if this side is 5 feet, then this other side is also going to be 5 feet. And if this side is 8 feet, then I know that this other side is also going to be 8 feet. So there are all the things that I need. So I'm going to start with area. If area equals length times width, that means all I have to do is 5 times 8 to figure out my area. So my area for 5 times 8 should be 40 square feet. And again, we only use this square thing when we're dealing with area, not perimeter, because we're talking about squared feet within this box. Okay. The other thing we're looking at is perimeter. So since perimeter is length plus length, or width and width plus width, all we're essentially doing is adding up those numbers. So I'm going to add up 5 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8. And I'm going to break it down a little bit further. 5 plus 5 is 10. 8 plus 8 is 16. And when I add those all together, I get a perimeter of 26 feet. Notice I didn't put the square in front of it, and that's because this is a perimeter, not the area. All right. Our next problem, hopefully this was like super easy for you guys and not even a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and use black ink. So when we're looking at this first column, we see that we're subtracting 4 minus 6, but we can't do it when our smaller number's on top. So we have to go and borrow some sugar from our neighbors. So we're going to borrow from this 8, make it a 7, and make this 4 a 14. 14 minus 6, you can do the dots if you like. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And 7 minus 7 is, of course, 0. 9 minus 0 is 9. I'm going to just bring down this comma. 4 minus 2 is 2, and 5 minus nothing is 5. And that's all you had to do on that problem. The next problem we have, find the final product of 240 times 3 using area model. This is something that we may have forgotten, but the easy thing to do is you take this times 3 and you put this 3 on the side. And then you're going to take and break down this 240 to the hundreds, the tens, and the ones, and you're going to put them in the spaces accordingly. So what that means is I'm going to take and I'm going to do 200 on the top here, 40 here, and 0 here. This is using my area model. So what this is essentially doing is I'm taking my 3 and multiplying it by 200, or 3 times 2 with 2 zeros, which is going to be 600. And I'm going to take this 3, I'm going to multiply it over to the 40. So 3 times 4 is 12, with 1 0 is going to be 120. And then, of course, 3 times 0 is, hopefully you answered 0 and not 3. And then now that I have these 3 place values, I'm going to add them together, 600 plus 120 plus 0. And I can do that on the side here if I choose. I'm going to add up all the columns and I get 720, and that's how you find that answer using the area model. Next, use models to show why 1/2 and 3/6 are equivalent fractions. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take what I know, and this should be super easy. I'm going to take this 1/2, I'm going to make it into here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shade 1 out of 2 pieces, because that is what 1/2 signifies. We are shading 1 piece out of a total of 2. Now, I also know that 3/6 is an equivalent fraction, meaning that they're the same, so they should be shaded the same. So I'm going to go ahead and shade them the same right away. However, with 3/6, I need to make sure that I have 3 pieces shaded out of a total of 6, meaning that if I divide these 2 pieces into 3 pieces each, I will have 3 shaded out of 6, and I'll go ahead and draw those lines. Nice dotted lines, sorry about the crookedness. So now I have 1, 2, 3 pieces shaded, and if I do the same thing on this side, I have it out of a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces total. So that's how I'm showing that 1/2 is equivalent to 3/6. So these are the same thing. All I've done is taken and drawn in some lines to show you that if you ask for 1/2 of a pizza or 3/6 of a pizza, you're inevitably asking for the same thing. All right, and the last problem for today. What is the value of 4/10 in decimal form? Something that we have not talked about in my classroom yet. On your place value chart, you have the tens, and then you have the ones place, and then we usually go ahead and go to the hundreds and then the thousands. However, when you're looking at decimals, you have a decimal, and then you have place values over on this side as well. And on the place values on this side, you have tenths. Notice that it's just the word 10 with the THS at the end, and hundreds, which is just 100 with the THS at the end, and then thousands, which again is just the thousands with the THS at the end. So if I'm looking for 4/10, that means I have no total whole numbers, and I have a 4 in the tens place. So the correct answer for this one is going to be B, 4/10. I hope that helped you guys. As always, contact me if you have any questions or concerns.